Take a look at the Premier League, and it's the mid-table clash, isn't it, between Spurs and Manchester United that certainly catches the eye. So much talk, so much speculation about the significance of this result regarding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future. Take a look at how the bookies have this set. How do you think they have it set, Steve? Who's favourites, do you think? Manchester United.
I think the draw is the favourite.
United are favourites to go to London and take all 3 points. First time we've really heard from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer properly since that defeat against Liverpool. He came out and said, we need a reaction. It's my job as well to put the players in the right frame of mind. I'm responsible for the reaction, the results, the performance. We've worked on the pitch, worked on everything that needs to be sorted for a footballer. It's not just frame of mind, it's strategy, game plan, tactics. Ooh. We've had a good week and I feel the boys are ready to give their best. Nothing went to plan against Liverpool, and that was nowhere near our best. Jan Åge Fjørtoft is with, a bit grumpy, Jan, but we'll get over that because it's late in Norway. Jules will be with us as well. Stevie, I want to start with you, though, with regards to what Ole said, saying all the right things, but how easy is it to implement what happens in training on the pitch, given everything that happened against Liverpool? Well,
it's clearly not easy, as you saw last weekend. Yeah. It can't be that easy. Yeah. And it's, I mean, let's be honest, that's all he is saying, is the right things. Yes. Because if you haven't done that, just because that's what you do, what else do you do as a coach every week? That's what you do. So to get it so badly wrong and come out and basically admit that you got it so badly wrong is down to the coach and the coaching staff. So if they got a magic wand where this week, all of a sudden, they're going to get everything right, I'm not so sure. Shaka, you've obviously been on the end of a lot of thrashings, like during the training during the week. I can imagine it's not only the coach, but you need leaders within that dressing room to step up. And the issue, and we've discussed this before about the United dressing room, are there enough of them to step up and make themselves
well, you've got one of the game's great leaders in Cristiano Ronaldo in that dressing room now, which is different from last year. And let's remember, United also lost to Spurs at home 6-1. I think Ronaldo changes that dynamic. Now, of course, there's been a lot of debate this week about how good he is for that team, the kind of impact that he's having. Are those players within that dressing room tough enough to take on that kind of criticism? Ronaldo is played most of his career with some of the best teams in world football, and it takes a certain amount of mettle. Now, the question is, does that dressing room have that mettle? We'll soon find out. Listen, we've known that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows the right things to say. We've seen him do it before. Is whether we can implement those plans. What we also know is that when this team has found themselves down, they've responded, and that's what I expect this time.
Can I jump in here? Hmm? Can I jump in here? No, Steve. I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, we're talking about, in proper teams, good teams, what you're talking about is correct. You've got guys in the dressing room that are supposedly the leaders, right? Right. There's no question it's Ronaldo, right? Pogba, yeah, and our good friend Bruno Fernandes, right? Right. Every one of them could have been sent off last weekend. Okay. Ronaldo, your leader. How do you lead? I'll tell you what I do. I'll try and get myself sent off by lashing out. Kicking Trent. Bruno Fernandes, how will I lead? I'll try and get myself sent off by going and taking somebody out. And then Pogba did get himself sent off. So I'll tell you what, if your supposed three leaders are going around when they need them the most and nearly getting themselves all sent off, good luck. Right, let's get to the bottom of it, Jules. If they lose 5-0 on Saturday, is he gone?
I don't think so. I really think that they will see until the Manchester derby. Then they will be... So after the game tomorrow, there's the game against Atalanta in the Champions League, which is a huge game because even if they beat Atalanta and they beat Villarreal before, after the opening defeat against Young Boys, those two performances against Atalanta and Villarreal were really poor. Collectively, they were really poor. Less against Atalanta, but certainly against Villarreal at Old Trafford, that was bad. So they need to go to Atalanta and get something positive out of it, like they have to do tomorrow. And then is the City game. And after that, I think they will sit down and see how those three games go. I mean, Shaka called it perfectly, I thought, on Wednesday night when we were together on the show. He said, you see, they're going to win narrowly tomorrow. Then they're going to get a draw at Atalanta. And they're going to lose narrowly against City. And things will be fine. And I really think that's how Solskjaer has survived so many times before as well, is because after a big defeat or in crisis, he always managed to sort of steady the ship. It wouldn't be good enough for me, but I think for the Glazers and for the club, it would be good enough if the 3 results coming are the ones that Shaka mentioned before, and I really agree with him. That's what's going to happen. But I still think that deeper than that, the issues, especially with the ball and the same things that we've said so many times since he arrived, will still be there. And I'm still not sure that he's the right man to correct all of them and resolve all the problems.
Jan, let's pretend, just for a moment, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is from Denmark. If they lose against Spurs, should he go?
First of all, that was most of the silliest, bulliest thing I've ever heard on TV. That's point number 1. Point number 2, of all the analyses in your studio, I've always had the same analysis from day 1. I've said all along that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been, for the Glazers, the owners, and for the management of Manchester United, the perfect man because he's the company man. And Ole Gunnar will finally be fired if this keep on these results. I'm not so optimistic in the terms that he will survive for long. This is, of course, when you lose 5-0 to Liverpool, that is the beginning of the end. What I'm just saying is, it's easy to sit here and say that in a press conference today he said the right things. The last week has been, this has been a big story in the football world. I mean, he's been under enormous pressure, and rightly so. You're the manager of Manchester United, one of the biggest brands in football, in the football world. But I also agree that when we do the analysis of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is also to see the mandate that he's been giving. He said the mandate he's been giving was, when he came after Mourinho, you talked about it, to steady the ship. He was second last year. Of course, when going into this season with Varane, with Sancho, with Cristiano Ronaldo, and you don't seem to improve the team, then you will be fired eventually, even if you're a Norwegian and Danish or English trying to bully a Norwegian.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.